Going now. I've already explained to him why I was wearing the mask. Because like I said, I'm going like this from now on in all my videos, mostly for protection and whatever else. So I thought that would be you know, I should tell him that just to make sure he knows. He seemed to be okay with it. And what I mean by seem, I mean he didn't answer. So um, all right, we are letting him in. All right, guys. Three. Hi. Can you hear me? Hi. Whew. I am very nervous right now. All right.
Why are you nervous?
It's been a while since I've done an interview. The last time I did an interview was in 2017 with Scott Gowdy. Um, for one thing, I want to thank you for coming on to Dead Claw. It is
You
a.
gave me the wrong code for the Zoom meeting,
Oh, I
so
did.
I'm doing it on my phone.
Oh, I'm so sorry. All right. I'll be right back. Someone's knocking my door. I apologize. Okay, I am back.
All right.
All right. Again, I apologize. So, welcome to Dead Claw. Thank you. You have no idea how thankful I am for this interview.
Uh,
My second interview. How are you today?
oh, not too bad. Not too bad.
All
Just
right.
looking out at the misery out in the rainy weather. That's all.
Mm. All right. Ready for some questions?
Always.
All right. All right. So, my first one I've wanted to know for a while. What actors inspired you to do what you do, or did any actors inspire you to do what you do?
Well, I guess there's no short answer to that question. So
Okay.
I guess one thing that inspired me to do this was I always loved Mel Brooks, and or sorry, well, I love Mel Brooks, but I love Mel Blanc as a cartoon voice, and I was always wanting to do cartoon voices. And when I was in high school, I got suspended for copying the teacher one day, or just got sent home just for the afternoon.
Mm.
But it wasn't a bad deal. But I guess, well, let me. You just have to give me a second to think about
Oh
this.
yeah, take your time.
For voice acting, what inspired me was Mel Blanc and Dawes Butler, because I just loved all those old Huckleberry Hound and Quick Draw McGraw, all those kind of cartoons, and of course the Warner Brothers cartoons. Loved them all.
Mm.
For on camera, I was inspired by by so many. The Laurence Olivier was a real a real cool guy. I quite liked watching him on screen, and I liked watching Robert Mitchum on screen and all these guys. And I said, God, I'd love to be like that. I'd love to be one of those guys. And so I pursued it, and I didn't pursue it until I was, an adult.
Mhm.
I mean, because I always thought it was just for fun. Because I used to do plays and musicals and stuff like that in high school. We never got paid for it. And then I went back to university, and I had to go and see a play an English course that I was taking, and I was so awed by the production values and the acting. I thought, this is what I want to do. So I signed up, and they let me in, and I've been working as an actor ever since, and that's 42 years,
That's good. That's good.
43 years now.
Wow. That is really great. Um, oh, yeah, that one. All right. Do you for? 'Cause I know that you've done like in-person acting and of course voice acting. Um, what which one do you like better? Do you like voice acting better, or do you like in-person acting?
Well, I mean, when you get right down to it, I like acting, period. But each one of them has their own advantages and disadvantages. Cartoon acting is wonderful because I get to work with my cast in a studio, but we're usually done with it in a few hours, and then we don't see each other again for a week or two.
Mm.
With on camera, I have great friends who are cast members and crew members and the background performers, and I get to meet them all and see them all. And otherwise, I would never see them. In real life. On occasion, I'd see them in real life, but most of the time, I'd see them on sets.
Mm.
And it's always a lot of fun, and I enjoy the not only the acting part, but I enjoy the technical aspect of of working in film. The lighting and the marks and the sound and how the editing process works. I just love that.
Mm.
So there's that, and stage acting. I love acting on stage, though I don't get much opportunity to do it these days. There's not a lot of
Mm.
theater going on. It's the immediacy of the reaction from the audience when you're doing a play. They can when they laugh, you're practically laughing with them, and they give you an immediate response to your performance, and I like that. I just love the danger of going on stage
Mm.
and doing it perfectly.
All right. All right. So there's two questions together on this one. What was your favorite voice acting role?
My favorite voice acting role was, I think it was Hack in Reboot, Hack and Slash, because we got to improvise, and Grounder in Sonic the Hedgehog. I thought, because we had so much fun with those characters, playing
Mm.
around with dialogue. As far as acting goes, I loved Optimus Primal. I loved He-Man, Masters of the Universe. I loved a character that's an obscure character, but it's a character of Marsala in
Mm.
a show called Exo Squad, which was just a really well written show. I enjoyed it very much, and I enjoyed the character because he was not like the other heroic characters. He's very esoteric and very mystical, and I love that.
Mm.
Um, oh my God, there's just so many. I've done so many characters. It's hard to pick one, but I would say I really those are my top contenders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And then with the second one, what is your favorite in-person movie role or acting role?
I think my favorite in-person acting role was a show I did called Cold Squad, which I did for about 7 years, and it was a lovely character. The guy was well-rounded, had lots of dimension to him,
Mm.
and I won a couple of awards with him. And with that character of Inspector Polachuk, I really liked it. I really liked that one. I loved my role as Farrah Fawcett's husband in a show called Small Sacrifices. That was quite an amazing experience for me. The Fly 2, my very first lead role in a feature film, was one of the best movie experiences I ever had. So much fun.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
These days, as I say, it's really hard to pinpoint one particular instance, but those ones were quite memorable in my books, in that they challenged me, and they were just so much fun to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What are or what were or what are, I don't know how to really say that. But what were the challenges you faced as a voice actor?
Challenges as a voice actor?
Yeah.
There are no real challenges. I mean, keeping your voice in shape so you don't lose it. That's always a challenge, especially when you're working with voices that are hard on your throat. And I've had a few of those. And being able to maintain a character throughout 65 episodes or 50 episodes or whatever it is, those are some challenges. But basically, no, I didn't really have any challenges with cartoons, not that much. Video games, different story, because you had so many cues and you get really exhausted, doing all the cues, a few thousand cues every time you do a video game. So that can be hard on your voice. But otherwise, my biggest fear was getting laryngitis.
Mm-hmm.
But thankfully, I've only caught laryngitis a couple of times in my life. So
Okay. What is that? I don't know what that is. Just curious.
you what?
Was it laryngitis? What is that?
Laryngitis? You never heard of laryngitis?
I have not.
Laryngitis is when you lose your voice. You get a viral infection in your voice, and you can't talk. Everything comes out like this.
Okay. All right.
That's what laryngitis is.
Okay. All right. Was there anything you wanted to do that like before you wanted to do voice acting?
Uh-huh. Yes, I wanted to be a rock star. I wanted to be a musician, and I am a musician, as you can see. I don't know if you can see, but I'll just show you here. Yeah, see, I got all my
Oh wow.
music stuff, and just I've got pianos and guitars and all my. This is all my studio stuff.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that
So
is really cool.
I love playing music, so that's my big deal, is playing music. And before that, I wanted to be a policeman. I had a standing offer from the Vancouver Police Department to be a policeman.
Oh wow.
But I just wanted to pursue my acting career instead, and I'm glad I did. Mm-hmm. But I do love the idea of that. I've been on a few ride-alongs in my time with the police department, and it was a lot of exciting experiences, I got to tell you. So that's I guess. And the other thing too is it's funny, because your careers change and everything. But before I was an actor, I went back to university because I wanted to be an English teacher and an anthropology teacher. I love cultural and physical anthropology. and did very well at it, and still like it to this day. But after seeing that show at the theater department, I just went, nope, this is my job, acting. So I've been acting ever since.
All right. Let's see. Now I don't know if this is a right question. I wasn't too sure on it. Um, what actors did you like working with?
Actors I like working with. Well, let's see. I love working with my current actors, Brian Markinson and Jess and Julie in Black Antelope. I like those on a show called Tribal that I do a series called Tribal in Alberta.
Mm.
Love working with them. I loved working with Farrah Fawcett. She was an absolute professional. Just adored her. Um, I loved working with Barbara Niven from the Hallmark channel, the Hallmark shows. Loved her. Loved. There's just so many. I had so much fun with so many people. And Jillian, I loved her. She was great. Powers Booth, I loved working with him. And Jennifer Beals, loved working with her. I enjoy working with people who are solid professionals and are really fun to work with. And that's but those were some of the highlights of my career. And there's just so many. It's hard to really to sort of narrow it down to one person. But I basically enjoy working in my 42 years of working, and I've done over 413 productions and 1,700 or 1,800 episodes of things. I've only had maybe maybe two experiences with people that I didn't like working with, and they were very, very rare.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. I already answered that one. All right, now this one. These are the questions I've been dying, like legitimately, like since I've contacted you, dying to ask. So these are based off from the Transformers animated that you have done. So I don't know if this one actually makes sense, but I'll try. Out of all, now you voiced Optimus Prime, right, in like most of the animated series.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Done primal, and optimal.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So, out of all the Optimus Primes, that you voiced,
Yeah.
with your first one being from Beast Wars, right? Is that right? Your first one was Beast Wars?
Yep.
Okay, just want to make sure. Which Optimus did you like the most?
Primal was my favorite. I love working with Primal because I got to do all kinds of. I've just moved you a little bit here.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
I'm just trying to sort some messages here.
Gotcha.
I'm getting. I'm starting a new movie.
Oh, nice.
Pretty soon. So I've just been talking to the production office about work stuff, one-liners, little things like that.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to get that. Go ahead. Anyway, what else was I going to say? Nothing much. As I said before, I love working with all the different people. Oh, I just got our tribal production. Oh boy. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I'll just leave it. Anyway, yeah, I have sometimes a very difficult time trying to keep track of all of them, but Optimus Primal was one of my favorite characters, and I think I like doing him the best because I created him. I created that character. I was sort of following in the footsteps of Peter Cullen in the other shows, but I tried to keep it my own. But they wanted it like Peter Cullen, and so I said okay. But Optimus was my baby, and I created that, and I quite liked that.
All right. Now, I don't know if I should have looked this one up. Were you in the Netflix War for Cybertron
No,
Transformers? Okay, so I wanted to ask about that. Did Netflix ever contact you?
never.
Okay.
No, that's a sore spot with me. They, I believe they went non-union with that show.
Okay, gotcha. I can understand that. All right.
So that's odd. I can't turn it upside down. I'm trying to. My battery is getting a little. So I'm just. I just put you on the charger, but I cannot. Oh, there we go. Okay.
All right. All right. If you could, would you voice Optimus Prime again?
Oh, of course. I
All
love that character.
right. Now you had mentioned Peter Cullen. Have you ever tried like doing his impression of Optimus Prime?
Tried to do an impression.
Yeah, like how he does Optimus Prime,
Yes,
like,
of course. I've tried to do the impression. It's
dude.
not very difficult.
That is amazing. Thank you for that. Oh, I
We
was
come to thank the people of Earth from Megatron and his Decepticons.
that I love that. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
that. All right. Now I thought I had more questions, but apparently I don't. But I have one more. And it looks like I got one. So I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
And then I think there's some people who commented on this stream. Was there ever a role, movie or cartoon, that you wanted but never got?
Role of a cartoon that I wanted but never got. Well, yes, I really wanted to get the role of the in Batman, the movie Batman, the very first, the first Batman
Oh
movie.
yeah. Oh yeah.
But I really wanted the role of the reporter, but I think it went to Jeremy Piven. And I guess I didn't have a big enough marquee name at that time. I was over in England with my agent in England, and I thought, well, we can go try out for this Batman movie, and I tried out for it, but I didn't get it. But that's the only one. I mean, I know what I'm right for and what I'm not right for, and I just read for another movie that's coming up. And I'm hoping that I get it, but I haven't heard a single word from anybody yet. So I'm a bit, well, we'll see. I mean, you never know. It may happen. It may not. We'll see. We'll just have to wait. That's all. And that's basically it. And I've got to cut it short very soon because it's baby's nap time.
All right. One more question from someone.
Yeah.
So you were in Freddy versus Jason. You played as a sheriff, correct? All right.
Yeah.
What was it like being on the set of Freddy versus Jason?
The most hilarious day. Well, it was a hilarious shoot. I had so much fun. Well, I worked with Ronnie Yu before, the director. He did another thing called, what the hell was it called? It was about these camels. It was an animated show, and I played some animals in this, the Fearless Four or something like that. I can't remember, but it was a great show. And I remember I auditioned for the movie for the sheriff, and Ronnie gave me the part right away. And I thought, wow, this is great. And had so much fun with the show. It was I'd never done a creature feature, I'd never done a horror movie before.
Hmm.
And then I get this iconic Freddy versus Jason. So my friend Kenny played Jason,
Hmm.
and that was pretty cool. And I got to meet them all, and all the gang, and the girl who oh, what the hell's her name? Hang on a second. I just have to think for a second here. Go Kelly Rowland.
Okay.
Um, well, my friend's daughter. It was her 13th birthday, and she was a huge fan of Destiny's Child. And so her mother found out that I was working on the show, and we've been friends for years. She goes, "Do you suppose you could get her to meet Kelly Rowland, because she's a huge fan?" And I said, "Well, we have safety concerns on set and things like that. They just don't like to have visitors, but I'll see what I can do."
Hmm.
So I went to our production manager and their on set coordinator producer, and said, "Do you suppose I could bring my little friend to set to meet Kelly, because she's a huge fan and it's her 13th birthday and she would love to meet her." So she said, "Sure, okay, well, we can figure that out." So her mom gathered up all her Destiny's Child stuff and put it in a bag for me. And I said, "Hey, we're going to go and see this set of Freddy versus Jason. I don't know if you'll like it, but it should be kind of fun, be a nice experience." And she said, "Okay, cool. I've never been on a movie set." And so I took her out to the studio, and we watched them burning a house down. And she met Jason and Freddy, and she was all pretty excited about that. And but not really.
Hmm.
And then Kelly Rowland came off set, and came out of the burning house, and she was all covered in gore and that. And I said, "Kelly, hi, Kelly. This is my friend, and she wants to meet you. It's her 13th birthday today." And the little girl's jaw went like this. "But what? What? What?" And she said, "Sure, okay, well, come on, honey." And Kelly took her into the makeup studio, and she cleaned off her makeup and everything, and they chatted for like an hour. And then I got Kelly to sign all her stuff,
Hmm.
that her mom had packed for me.
Hmm.
So she was just over the moon. And I'll never forget that, because she talked about that visit for a year. It lasted her a whole year. We were so excited. And she got to meet Kelly Rowland, who she was a huge fan of. And they spent an hour of quality time together having fun. And I just thought, you know what? Well, that was my favorite memory of Freddy versus Jason.
That's awesome. All right. Um, well, again, thank you so much for this. You
Hey, no
have
worries.
you have been so like such a huge deal to my childhood, and I just want to say I loved your role in Scooby Doo: The Mystery Begins. That was
Kids.
great. I loved
If it
that.
weren't for those rotten kids. So,
That was
oh
great.
yeah, that was fun.
Now
Yeah,
before
I did a couple of movies with the director of that show. I did 3 movies with him. I did Christmas Story 2, and Max 2, and Scooby Doo. Yeah. So
nice.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
All right.
Anyway, all right. Well, thank you for having me, and good luck on your new blog, and rock and roll, kiddo.
Thank you, sir. It was great meeting you. Like
You too.
it was great. See ya.
All right. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.